I don't know if I would say easy, but it's pretty fun. And watching them race and do what they can do really well was pretty awesome. I was excited to be out there.
Maybe before we kind of get into last week, kind of give us a little bit of your background, what makes triathlon such a special sport for you?
I grew up as a gymnast, and I've been an athlete basically my entire life. I started gymnastics when I was 5 years old, and I switched to springboard diving when I was in college. And after I graduated from college, I was looking for a way to continue competing because I just love sport so much. And at that time, which is a very long time ago, triathlon was not a very big thing, and there was very few triathlons around. I had never even heard of triathlon, and a friend invited me to go do this race with her. And so I went into the race, and I won the race, and I was like, hey, I like this sport. So I kind of got into triathlon that way, and I fell in love with the sport, and having the 3 different sports in one really appealed to me. And after a couple years in the sport, I decided that I wanted to make it my life, and I started coaching, and that was about 20 years ago.
Megan, congratulations on your race and title last week. Kind of walk us through that, coming out of the swim in the lead and building on that.
So thank you. It was a really fun race. I think the swim start, you can never win the race in the swim, but you can always lose it. And it's very important to have a good start. I got out, the gun went off, and I had clean water, and it wasn't really around anyone. And I saw off to my left a group of girls going out, and I scooted over, hopped on their hips, and just drafted off of them, came out of the water in a really good position, was in the lead pack on the bike. We had 2 girls kind of off the front. We caught them pretty early on, and then for the rest of my bike, it was just focusing on staying with the pack, staying in control, and being tactically aware of what's going on so I'm not spending energy that I don't need to do. And then coming onto the run, it was just making sure I put together a good run and hold my pacing together, because I've struggled with the run in the past, but I think I was really proud of myself and the performance that I put in, and at the end of the day it happened to be a regional title, but I think going into the race it was just putting forward a good tactically executed race ahead of nationals in about 25 days. So I think overall I was proud of my race, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season.
Torin, also all-region selection, congratulations on that. Having so many of you and your teammates up near the front, was there a little kind of extra inter-squad competition while you're competing against everyone else?
I would say, not that was discussed, but it's always the thing. For me and other people that compete against your own team, I think that pushes me most, just to, be someone who can contribute to at least taking points away from other teams. I thought we put out a super strong showing, though. I was very satisfied with how we placed.
Questions?
Sammy, you come in, basically toward the end of the season, and is it one of these things where you're going to have your own program, but you also can't really make a ton of changes right now? How did you kind of look at it going into a regional and now a national competition taken over midway?
Yeah, it's a very unique situation. And I think Coach Wender and the assistant coaches did a great job of developing a strong fitness base for this team. And I think that was key. So coming in, I didn't want to shake things up too much. They have school and everything, and I didn't want to kind of create chaos. So we're sticking to basically the same training schedule that they've had, but I'm throwing in a little bit more race-specific things, working on some tactics and some skills. And one of my goals is really to just create a stable environment for them, and a strong team atmosphere to help them come together as a team so that they can do what they do at their best and win as a team.
Girls, how was that? You knew at some point a new coach was going to come in. It looked like him, and obviously it was okay, the way you guys performed. But how has the transition kind of gone, and kind of what are you looking forward to from here on out?
I think the transition has been really smooth. coming in halfway through the season, it's not easy. I can't ever imagine that it is, but it's been a pretty smooth transition, and it's really exciting coming to practices now and having a coach actually be at every single one of the practices and being able to work on the race-specific things is something that has always you need to be focusing on heading into the back half of the season, and it's been really exciting for me, and I think the entire team is really excited and motivated to do really, really well for the rest of the season, especially under a new coach and everything. I think looking forward, this program's already really good, but we can be great now. We have all the tools with us now to go really, really far come nationals.
Yeah, I think it's been awesome to have Jen come in. It's helped a lot for the race-specific things, like Megan said. Some workouts, like brick workouts that are super important, were a lot harder to coordinate without that extra support. And it's also great to have someone like designated to us specifically to support our every need, because it can be quite a bit at some points. And little things just like hearing your splits at track workouts, things like that are super helpful. And the coach just makes a super cohesive unit of a team, which is great.
So I know you guys mentioned that it's easier having her here. You guys got any kind words to share about your coach? And put you on the spot.
Too many to choose from. I would say that it's been really encouraging. I think having someone like Coach Jen come in with an experience, I mean, she's been coaching for 20 years. That's as long as I've been alive. That's a lot of experience to have, and it's really encouraging and really exciting to have all of that knowledge come together, because I feel like I've been doing this sport for a long time, but to have someone who's 10 times as more experienced as me, it's been amazing to have all of that and to have that guidance back again. It's been super exciting, and I'm super, super excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, to go off what Megan said as well, just the wide range of experience that Jen has, like very specific things for running and running injuries, which has been helpful to have the knowledge on already. And I think it's going to be super beneficial in the future. Running's a pretty injury-prone activity, especially out of biking and swimming. Like most injuries in triathlon probably come from the run. So like we've already been incorporating more things into our running warm-ups to improve the running technique and really get stretched out before those. So.
Momentum after a regional title, what do you take for the rest of the season? Kind of a tune-up race in a couple weeks in California, and then big show in Nashville.
Yeah, so at regionals, it was awesome that we won, but we kind of knew going in that we were going to win. So it was more of a chance to work together as a team and see where some weaknesses are. And for some of the athletes that don't have as much draft legal experience or maybe haven't raced in a while, to see what specifically they need to work on going into the next 3.5 weeks for nationals. Some of the athletes are going to take the week off and work on school and work on some specific fitness, while then other athletes are going to go to California to work on those specific skills that we identified at regionals, and so that hopefully we can all come together really strong for nationals.
Question of the week. If you were listening, you might have heard it. Favorite Halloween costume, growing up or recently that you've had or been?
I can start this one off. I've been quite a few things over the years for Halloween. Probably the most significant, I think when I was 12, I was an iPhone. So I got this big cardboard box and cut a hole for my head and my arms, and I couldn't really function or move my arms, but it was fun. I had little pieces of paper as the apps. Yeah, that'd probably be mine.
So similar to Torin's, when I was a kid, I was a strawberry milkshake, and my mom made a cup out of cardboard and then dyed my hair bright pink, and I had a big cardboard straw sticking out of my head.
I think mine had to have honestly been my first Halloween. My family kind of did a group costume. My dad was Sully, my mom was Mike, and I was Boo. And my mom handmade all the costumes, and I've seen a couple of pictures from it, and they're quite hilarious.